friends, and today I'll show you well, actually, I'm going to do actually I'm going to read the new Genesys rules, and I'm not going to lie, this was very interesting. I did a little bit of research about this event, and this is what this read about it, because I'm still drop of it. Anyway, so we need to answer forward. So what's word to read? The links and the pendulums. That hurts me. That really hurts me. Oh. Because I do like my links. I love my links in so many. But I did it. I can see why they did it for good reason. I can see why though. And then spectacle got away, but yeah. Anyway, let's continue. So all cards, overcards are allowed. What? I was like, crazy. What? That's crazy. Okay, that is so crazy. Okay, wait, what? Okay. But which would lay out no action zones and no pendulum zones. Okay, so back in the time when the 2016, before they were have links and all that, and before we have pendulums as well. So yeah, comment down below about that. So anyway, standard format. Let me do the most that's not being used. So basically, that's all bad. That's all. Okay, that's crazy. And then, good and bad way. I would do the pros and cons during the end of the video, which is instead too, by the way. Anyway, and the overcards they use in links and pendulums and unused and limited max out of 3 copies and still max out. Okay, so basically so all max over 3 copies and all band cards and max over 3 copies. But wait, there's a deck restriction when you build the deck. Used the point system of some of these cards for a value of most cards most cards are 0. Okay, so what I'm going to do? Points and system here. So for the let me get this straight. So there's a limit up to the cards, and you can play has points on it, but the rest of the cards are not in the list are 0. So you can play 3 ups regardless. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, I can see it in that works. Yeah, okay. And the total points of the main deck, extra deck, and side deck combination of not exact points for the event. Okay. So basically you have to make sure less than the points is valid of the points you get. And that's a strip. Yeah, that's a list here as well. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. That's a standard point system is a factor of 100, but in an event of 1 in, it could be any point system cap. Okay. So if you go to tournaments, they tell you what the points cap are, and you have to adjust it in the cards for quarterly, I think. Oh. Maybe it's ahead of time. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. But if it's even winning any cap points, are you going to tell us what the caps, the limit caps are, or leave a comments down below. Tell us beforehand or tell us afterhand. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. The probably tell us beforehand. So yeah, and bets points caps are 0. Okay. So it's supposed to 100 points, but that okay, that's fine. Now. Office tournament stores can't set their own caps in the tournament event. Okay, so let me get this straight. So if you go to a tournament store, local tournament store, for example, and you're playing in this Genesys format, that will set it at the set cap for the event. Hopefully, because that's quite interesting indeed. For example, if you do 200 caps, then you can tell you to, and then you can play the cards in your deck, and then which is the 200 mark or less. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting indeed. That's very interesting. And then some of these cards, which are 100 mark, which is the standard points will be 100. Okay. Interesting. And that's 100, and then there's 100 for all these cards. Okay. I understand now more about it in this event. The whole point of this video is I will make sure I understand this completely, because this is very interesting. This is very interesting as well. And also some of these cards at the inter point cost only 1 point, which is actually found out. So let me say about this. You can actually play Mr. Luigi with no other cards required, or someone else, and you can play pure Mr. Luigi in this event. You actually can, which is actually crazy in a way. Kind of crazy, but it's actually not bad in a way. Because now I said that. Because there's the pros and cons in this. If you were very human to look at an example here, and you can actually play the free parties and all that. But there's a limit you can do with your point system. So you can't play you can't go crazy about this. You can't go crazy. Okay, that's one positive of it. So there's a limit that you could do. But there's interesting though. Also, you can play pure Luigi in this event as well, which is actually pretty good. And also, and if Luigi, that don't need to use the extract that much. That don't need the extract. That don't really hardly need the extract. That hardly need it. That hardly need it. That really don't need an extract that much. So I don't think you need an extract at all. But it's about really. Or you can combine other cards and like that. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, it's a lot more positive outcome here. So you can create them in a more unique kind of way. Whatever your unique kind of way, because if you wear more modern format, more modern format, which is our time, it's most people would actually just copy and pasting. Well, most, because most actually very sentimental about it. There's some tech cards in there. That's some tech cards in there. That's true. But most of the texts are very sentimental when you do the deck profiles. the very cinema work did it was that they for example the engine plus they was lots of hand drops. So, but with this, you're limited with that trade. So you basically you play more engine cards than you do for hand drops, which is actually a good thing because then you can give a bit more back and forth gameplay there. And you kind of make it crazy boards as much anymore because there's no obligations here. So yeah, and remember there's no wings as well. So there's no Appaloosa, and there's no but that's Port Savage though. That's Port Savage though, which is also possible. That is a possibility. But I don't think it did that turn one trip. But yeah. But and a negative note, a cons of it, because I wanted to pose the cons of this. The cons of it is actually not that many actually. Because one of those cons you with this, it's limited in your limited your creativity, but not as bad way. Not as bad way though. You can still play any deck you want, almost any deck considered to attack history of it. Yu-Gi-Oh, but only no patrons or links though, which is a found out really. But also limited the cards used for the point system here. So in a way, it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. It's actually quite positive, actually. And so yeah. This is very interesting. And what we do more type of fighters with Genesys format here, because this is very interesting. Mr. Luke is done with one of them, and you could do with this event as well, which is really interesting as well. And today, leave comments up below about this event. And enjoy the rest of your day. This is YUGIOH Master signing out today. Bye.